I put my faith in you. They turn their backs on you. Man, I'm never going back. Man, I'm never going back. I put my faith in you. They turn their backs on you.
What's up? This is your girl, Rebel Ray.
And I'm Mark Collins.
And we're coming from a newly addition to the studio. Listen, when I tell you it's hot.
Burning up.
It's hot. We couldn't just do the studio lights beaming on us today. It was too much. It was too much.
Too much.
But, you know, we're handling it and we're coming to bring you something live. So, man, we got a lot of exciting news.
Yeah, what's up with these earthquakes going on?
Listen,
man?
Okay.
Across California.
Listen, I was in therapy. Now, you know, us Black therapists rock. We rock all day long. You get the truth from us. You get a little bit of culture, a little bit of wisdom, right? We got that ancestral wisdom. But listen, we also got that cray sometimes. And when the tree and the plant simultaneously started swinging along with my seat, I said, Jesus! I just turned my whole professionality, just left the room. My client was like, what's going on? I said, we're in an earthquake.
They're like, I know, I'm psychologically in an earthquake, but what are you talking about?
It was absolutely horrible.
I was sitting I was leaned back in the lounge chair and, you know, and I was like just chilling. Next thing I know, like the chair started like moving back. I was like, whoa. Then the lights started moving. I thought I was getting dizzy. I wasn't really sure. I was like, am I getting dizzy or what's going on with this? You know what I mean? But it was an earthquake. Y'all be safe out there, man, because you know the earthquakes is, you know, I mean, you know, if you're in Stockton, you all right. 99.
I don't know about that.
0.999.
Bruh, where was you in '89, bruh? Where was you in '89?
89. I was out here and I was safe. Okay, I was playing tetherball.
Well,
outside with a friend. When in Frisco, it just started going crazy. I didn't feel nothing. My mom, she said the whole house was shaking and stuff. I didn't feel nothing.
Listen,
Stockton.
I was 4 years old, and I remember it like the back of my hand. We were at Sister Sherry's daycare because that's where all Christ Temple kids went. And it got to the point where it was crazy. Everything fell off the walls. You know, we had to get up underneath the coffee table. It was like bad. It was so scary.
Yeah, it is scary. You know, I had to teach my kids, like, look, hey guys, because I forgot about the earthquakes for a while. I said, hey kids, all right, this is what you need to do.
That's right.
You need to get underneath something solid. You know what I mean? Like a table or, you know, something, you know.
Well, I guess they changed the rules or whatever. So, you know, my child is in a daycare downtown. And I went over to the daycare because I was like, if we got to go out together, there's a big earthquake downtown, you know, because we're below sea level. Yeah. So I'm like, if we got to go out, we going out together. I went and got my baby. And then I had the nerve to ask, do y'all have an earthquake preparedness plan? And did you all do it when the earthquake came? And I almost got the most sorriest answer from the owner.
They weren't prepared at all.
No, they weren't prepared at all. You all check and see. Listen, check and see with your people. You know, if you got grandparents or older people that's in convalescent homes or whatever, see if they got an earthquake plan. See if they got a disaster plan. Ask them to look at it because by law, they're supposed to show you. Wow. And my child's daycare, he didn't know where the disaster plan for earthquakes were. He's like, we don't usually get them. I said, that's the whole reason about earthquakes. You don't usually get them.
Man, hey.
So stay prepared. I'm paying you to watch my kid. Like, you know, I want you to be prepared to let me know something. I said, where's the meetup point for a disaster?
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't tell me where the meetup points. Now this is the owner.
Yeah, that's illegal. They gotta definitely have all of that ready to go. An evacuation plan, the whole nine.
Listen, but I came. Listen, I showed my color, and I'm unapologetically black. But y'all should have saw me, all my professionality. I said, Jesus, what's going on, Lord? We ended the session and everything. She just saw just the whole rubber ray come out because therapist Rachel just went out the door.
Wow.
Yeah, that kind of scared me.
So tell us about your new spot, your new office. You got a lot of new stuff going on.
Oh man, I got a lot of stuff going on, man. Like I said, 2021 was going to be different. I told you the pandemic woke us up. The pandemic really taught us, look, there's nothing to be afraid of. If you lost everything in the pandemic showed us you need to learn how to make money, lay low, and do what you got to do, right, to survive. And I took those life lessons and I turned lemons into lemonade. And I tell you, one day I will let y'all know exactly what I went through in 2020. Really lost a lot. You know, the pregnancy itself almost took me out in 2020. But you know, I had dedicated to myself. I said, I'm going to give to Black businesses and I'm going to start my businesses and I'm going to push no matter what, Art Collins.
Yeah.
And so just opening up the nonprofit, establishing that therapeutic office there, helping people.
Mm-hmm.
When I say I manifest, when I said I spoken into existence, faith without works is dead, y'all. So
come on, speak that. Yeah,
into existence.
You got to speak it, man. Come on.
Yeah, and so I did that, and it's so much work. People have been calling me left and right for contracts, and God is so good, you know. And I got to give all glory to Him, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I said I was going to trust myself. A lot of us, we struggle with imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a syndrome of the mind where your psychological mind, your consciousness tells you you're not good enough.
Ooh.
You don't know what you're doing, even though I got way more experience in philanthropy and nonprofit work than a lot of people. And I just didn't quite trust myself to venture out and do on my own. I was always building someone else's business.
Building somebody else's empire.
And just a drop for you, the mindset of a worker versus a boss.
Man.
Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos. A lot of people don't know who Jeff Bezos is.
Oh, wait. Is it Bezos or Bezos?
Bezos. I call him Bezos. But a business. But Jeff Bezos, he's the multi-billionaire. He was the richest man coming out of the pandemic. He makes, let's estimate what he makes per second, you guys. Estimate in the comments what he makes per second.
I know at a time Bill Gates made $1,500 per second.
$1,500 per second?
Bill Gates at a time.
Okay.
So, you know.
Okay.
That was back in the 90s.
Oh, that was in the 90s. Okay. So Jeff Bezos, how much does he make per second every day? Per second every day. Someone drop me a number up in here and see if it is. He makes, I'm waiting for someone to drop me a number. He makes $2,537 per second.
Woo! He
so
makes
how many
in 1
seconds,
second,
bro? How many seconds is in a day, bro? Can someone do the math for me?
I'm gonna do it in my head right now.
Okay, because you're the math person.
Somewhat.
No, you
when it comes to money now.
So how many minutes is it?
So there's 60 seconds.
In 1 minute.
In 1 minute.
Yeah.
There's 60 minutes
in an hour.
In 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's 24 hours.
There's 4 seconds.
So 60 times 24.
600.
He's doing the math. What about our studio guy? Our studio.
I'm gonna get it. I'm telling you.
Okay.
You got the answer? Hold on. Let me see if I can come close.
Yeah.
My mind is doing.
Text me the answer.
I had the number. Well, I just lost it.
So Google.
Don't say the number yet.
Yeah,
right?
but I want you to Google how many seconds is in a day? Just Google how many seconds is in a day.
Yeah. So, all right. Let me speak out loud. So, 30. Now, how I do my math? Don't. I mean, you guys got your strategy. This is my strategy. So there's 60 seconds in.
Remember,
send
me that. Remember.
Which is 60. Then there's
on my phone. Remember.
There's 60 times 60. That would have to be. So that would be.
Okay, you said.
So that would be 3,600, I believe. 3,600 per hour. Every 10 hours, that would be 36,000. Am I?
Okay, Disciple said 86,400. Is that seconds?
All right, so 36.
So how many seconds is in a day?
Hold on. 36.
You got 24 hours. How many seconds is in a day?
60, 72 is in.
He's still figuring it out, y'all.
Yeah.
So Disciple said 86,400.
72.
How many seconds is in a day?
So I'm gonna guesstimate. Hold on, 72.
Okay, guesstimate because we got Google, y'all. Somebody Google it for us.
Hey, it's about what Disciple said. Like that's where I'm at in my mind.
Okay.
It's close to that. Like
okay.
It's about 80,000 something.
It is.
That's what I'm thinking. 80,000 something seconds.
All right. So there is 86. Where Disciple said he said it's 86,400 seconds. Now I want you all to time 86,400 by
a year.
By no.
Okay.
86,400, right? Times 2547.
Woo. Oh my goodness. So hold on, let me do the math real quick.
Okay, do the math.
No, I can't do
the math, brother.
All right, so 86,400. This is how I look at it. Right? So
let me get the calculator.
86,000 times.
86.
I'm going to do the simple math first.
I'm going to do the simple math.
Is 860.
A lot of people can't even wrap their mind around this type of money, y'all. And this is why we got to get out of this mentality of working for people and work for yourself.
Sometimes
a lot of y'all have $1 million ideas out there, and y'all just won't do it.
8,600,000.
Gotta execute it. So crew member 86,400.
It's too high for me. It might be. Is it like 860 something? 800, almost $1 billion? I don't know.
Times.
Is it like 100?
You ready? Times.
My mind is
2537. 2537.
Yeah.
Okay, so send that to me.
Let's get this right.
So Disciple says that it is actually, and I gotta put my zeros in there, 2,206,000.
No, that's
2 million.
No.
2 million.
No, that's not right.
200,000. I can't even say that number.
So
2,200,000 and 200.
Is he saying 2 million or is he saying another number? Hold on, let me.
I can't even say that number.
Hold on, I got it. I know the number. Just let me get back online.
Yeah, it's two. Yeah. So $2,206,608.
No, so he's saying 200. Oh no, is that
I can't say
2,200,608.
So he's making that, you guys, in a day.
No, that's
yes, he is. He's making that in a day, bro.
2 million.
He's making $2 million a
Let me
day,
do the
bro.
math. All right, so 86.
And it's 365 days. So times that.
Hold on. So 86.
2 million. So
what was it again?
It's 2200.
No. It was what was 80? How many seconds? 86.
Oh, it is 86,400 seconds.
400 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Times 2,500.
25, 30, 47.
25, 30.
No, 25, 37. 2537, bro. Equal
219,196,800.
Bro.
That is what he makes. That's 200 million. Not
2 million.
Not 2 million.
200.
200 million. Okay.
So 200 million a day, bro.
Man, look.
Now times that by 365, bro. Times that by 365.
He makes more in 1 second than some of us do in a whole month.
In a whole month.
Like we slaved over a whole month with what he blinks his eye.
He blinks his eye.
He's like, he blinks his eye 3 times.
Said I was off. You was off by 100 million, bro.
Nah, he was off by 200 million.
Hey, bro, so times that by 365.
All right.
365. Did you see?
That's 8 billion.
It's to the 10th power.
Yeah. It's about
It's $8 billion.
No, it's more than that. Because if
that's
that's a day,
to the 10th power.
Yeah, so to the 10th power, that's like 800. I don't know.
800 billion.
800 billion.
Yeah, the calculator.
I can't even wrap my mind around.
The calculator was a trillion probably. The calculator couldn't calculate it, you guys. So, listen, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. And blacks are only 1% of the entire Earth's billionaires. We're 1%. And Kanye West and Jay-Z is one of the black billionaires here in the U.S.
What does that tell us? That tells us that they're keeping us in the mentality of poverty, in a mentality of where we feel like our self-worth is, we're incapable of doing things like that. Some of y'all, I'm gonna just be real. I'm saying y'all because it ain't me. Because y'all, if I told y'all where my mind was at, y'all would laugh at me. But some of us are thinking how we think. We're like 9 to 5.
And listen, you're right.
We're comfortable with that.
All of that.
And
I don't date men that flash their money. Y'all posing with your money all fanned out. I don't do that. Like, who does that? Who poses with their money?
You got a lot of people that do.
You get what I'm saying? Rich folks don't have to do that.
Yeah, and one of the viewers said, and we think we're doing something. Listen.
All of that.
We think we on top of the world when we got us a little car that we can get around with, and a little rental. Look, we're renting. We ain't even, we got some things in it, and we're in our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm talking about. Listen, come on, look. And one thing I learned, like a lot of the older black generation, like our parents' time back then, are safe. Like I'm telling you, like they like to keep it 1,000% safe, and some of us do too. Mostly I've seen it with them, but a lot of us are afraid to hop out and and take a chance. I mean, like I'm gonna just tell you, look, if I would have had that mentality some years ago, I would. And I'm nowhere. I'm gonna just be real. Like I'm nowhere where I want to be. I feel like I'm $100 million NIGGA. I mean, and I'm gonna just keep that 100. Like I really feel like I am. You know what I'm saying? Even higher than that. So, but with what I have accomplished, if I did not step out on faith, like Rebel said, stepping out on faith is key. You see what I'm saying? Going against the fear of what if I don't have my rental paid? What if I don't have my car paid? What if I don't, so what? What if you don't? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You wanted to stay trapped in that same cycle of going to work every day, 9 to 5, working for somebody, them telling you what to do, coming home stressed out because you ain't got enough food, budgeting, looking at your bank account, borrowing, asking people to borrow money. That stuff is stressful. So we got to come to a point where, and I'm telling you, I know exactly about that cycle. I was in that cycle for years. Although I'm just a different breed, I'm going to figure it out. Whether I don't got nothing, I don't care if I got to go out there and wash car windows. I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out some way, shape, or form with a bigger vision in play. I think a bigger part of it is having a bigger vision. You have to have a vision in your mind that something that is going to bring you out of your situation. And your goal every day should be at chipping towards that vision.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to address what Christy Wilson said. Christy Wilson said we don't know where to go and who to talk to. And she's absolutely right. Rich Dad, Poor Dad talks about the simple fact of intergenerational wealth and that information being passed down. I learned today in the Word of God, it's in Proverbs, that it's almost like an abomination not to leave your children a legacy. I didn't know that. I've always felt that in my spirit, that I always wanted to leave my children something because they need a up, just like all their counterparts. And we don't do that. And so to speak to Christy Wilson and everyone else acknowledging that we don't have the information, it's not passed down, there's the Black Chamber of Commerce. The Black Chamber of Commerce is a starting point. There's other members and fellowships that you can link up that are Black fellowships that have that type of literature. Yes. There are Black financial literacy programs that are out there. You have to apply yourself, just like how you're going out there to see, well, what sale is what? You know, a lot of people try to find information any and everywhere when they get ready to. All y'all look for that deal. It's the same thing when you're looking for literacy and you're looking to expand, and that's what I did. I reconnected within my community, within my international community, and with my national community. Chapters, exactly, sororities, fraternities, they have literal financial literature people within them, and they're wanting to give that information away. So if you're interested in that, I can link you up with that information. All of you all drop my information. That's what we do at the People's Empowerment Center too. We link and provide information to the Black community. That's what we do.
That's powerful.
You know, so moving on to Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri Richardson is again another power play that we see. In the community. We want to be accepted. So I stand on this 2 times, right? When you're an exceptional athlete, you know you are going to be, and you're Black, you're a person of color, you're going to be on the chopping block. They're looking for any and everything to maintain control of you, your stardom, your rise, and everything else.
Especially if you got all the talent in the world. Anything that they can do to get you, they're going to do it.
You got to fortify yourself. So you smoking, knowing good and well that they put these regulations in place to control some of the people.
How crazy.
You are not going to have the same out as your counterpart who did smoke before you 4 or 5 years before. And that Olympian is, what's the swimmer's name?
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps. So Michael Phelps found himself actually with a blunt in his mouth and was bold and smoked. And they did disqualify him. They didn't let him compete in something, but not to the point where they didn't allow him to be an Olympian like they did Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
Now we're fighting for Sha'Carri. We're not in the dispensation of man where mankind has left biases alone. Left prejudices alone. We haven't accelerated and transcended to that height for all mankind.
Right.
So if you're a person of color and you're on an international stage, there are some things that you're not going to be able to do. That's number one. You got
to be very careful.
On the contrary, this fight against this war on weed, weed is a drug of the earth, like most drugs that are not pharmacy or lab made. Lab weed is also a creation, but I'm talking about this tranquil weed that it has been demonized. This herb has been demonized to a point where it also conflicts with people's freedoms and people's ability to somehow transcend. Now, let me tell you something. Weed is superior in a lot of things, but there's not no scientific evidence unless somebody want to start it. That's going to allow you to smoke a blunt and you run faster. Okay, that's number one. Man. So to say what they're saying that, oh, she smoked a drug that enhanced her ability, because that's what some people's argument is. I'm just tell you like this. She Black. She young lady. A lot of them don't. A lot of our young people who make it, they come from the struggle, and then you get to a point when you are there, you up against things. You got to fortify the people around you. You got to stay prayerful when you're on the stage like that. They went for all of our athletes' hair. They're saying in Berlin that due to her long nails, which we like to switch up our hair, we like to switch up our nails. They're saying that this shows that she has drug use. That she
coke or something.
Steroids. They're saying
due
to her long nails and her white folks. If y'all don't stop, Rebel Ray is telling y'all to stop. We can wear a lace front. Again, anybody can wear a lace front, but we can wear a lace front and we can have hair down to our ankles. And then 24 hours later, if we want to switch it up, we can have a bob weave. Okay? Same thing with our nails. They're called extensions. That's what you all call it. We call it a weave. We call it a nail fill. No one is not doing no steroid drugs to make our hair and nails grow. Not only did this Berlin author of this column said that she was on steroids, she tried to bring in FloJo. Now, FloJo was one of our most reverend Olympic athletes.
Yeah.
She tried to say that Sha'Carri Richardson and FloJo had that in common. If that's not pure racism, I don't know what is, y'all.
I will say this, and piggybacking off what you were saying at the beginning, when you are in a situation, like for example, I'm going to be coming out with an ebook, right? Telling everybody how to offset any discrimination on the job, any, wrongful terminations. How do I know? Because I experienced, some of these things. Now, I say that to say this. While I was on the job, I had to make sure that I wasn't on the job smoking weed, that I wasn't on the job coming back from my breaks and lunches late. I had to make sure that I was doing exactly what I needed to do in order to show them that, hey, look, I'm doing my job right. I'm doing what I need to do.
Because they think we lazy, bro.
Yeah. I'm doing my job right.
That's a stereotype we follow.
And I'm doing what I need to do. So when it comes down to it, I don't need you bringing up nothing of what I did or, who I said what to. No, because guess what? I was coming back from my breaks and lunches on time. I was coming to work on time. I never had no write-ups. I was doing exactly what I needed to do. And guess what? If I didn't do those things, there would be no ebook because I would not have had a lawsuit because guess what? They could have brought all those things up just like they're doing with the sister that they bringing up all the stuff. She should have, first of all, you just won the biggest race in history. And then you go and smoke some weed.
It goes back to, again.
I'm sorry.
But listen, the reason why she smoked the weed was on camera.
I get it.
Journalists do not sometimes are trauma informed. On camera, they told her biological mother had died. On camera, she had not heard it from her manager, her trainer, none of her family members. On camera, they told her that.
I get all of that.
And right? So what I'm saying is being trauma informed and how we reach and teach and treat each other, sometimes we do it inhumanely, right?
Yeah.
And so there could have been a different way on how she dealt with coped with her trauma, coped with her depression. But oftentimes that's what we do. We go to get a Band-Aid, right? Which is some type of drug, whether it be drinking, smoking, or might be something heavier. Mm-hmm. We do that and we rely on that to help us get through, right? It's a maladaptive coping skill. My whole thing is when you're at that level, sometimes you don't appreciate or you don't realize who you are. And people are looking to either pull you down, keep you at a different level. So when you get to a certain stage, you can't do certain things. You just can't do it no more. You got to be willing to sacrifice that to get to greatness.
Yeah, you got to leave. One thing about Mayweather that I respect, right? And I know Mayweather's whole family, by the way. I know his mama, I know aunties, his sisters. I know all of them. His cousins, all of them. I know all of them, right? But one thing about Mayweather that I respect, that a lot of people, I know a lot of people don't like Mayweather, but one thing I respect about it is that you ain't gonna catch him doing no drugs. You ain't gonna catch him doing no alcohol. You ain't gonna catch. You gonna hear him talking a lot of trash though. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna talk a lot of mess.
I'm not gonna talk about that.
But,
he's not on no alcohol, but
no drugs, no weed. He ain't gonna do none of that.
He party hard.
But he not gonna do the things that is gonna jeopardize his career. You see what I'm saying?
Now,
and this is why he's able to be on top as long as he has.
But he was given the game by his aunt and life. He's been given the game, and you know the game is that when we're on the chessboard, we can't move like all the white pieces. Let's just be honest. We can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't, bro.
Yes, you can.
Not in certain environments.
In certain environments, you can. But guess what?
You got to be very careful, and you got to be methodical, bro. We're saying the same thing.
No, we are. But and I get what you're saying because guess what? You know, on the chessboard, white goes first. You see what I'm saying? So they have an edge. We do understand that. But in the game of life, this may be true. But if you and I hate to say it, we as black people, we got to think a little bit more smarter and a little bit more, like she said, a little bit more methodical in order to get where we need to get to, versus our white counterpart who probably would get there a little easier. That's not an excuse in my book. You know what I mean?
It's not an excuse, bro, but it's fact, bro.
It is
fact.
It's
called inherited privilege.
It is fact, but I am not going to allow that under any means to hold me back, period. I don't care. Like, in my mind, how I feel today, I'm not going to say, hey, since the white pieces is moving first, you know what I mean? I have a disadvantage.
Bro, I ain't saying that
at the end of the game, there's still a chance that I can,
I'm not
win
saying
this
that either,
game.
but if I was Sha'Carri Richardson, I watch who was around me. I watch how I move.
Mm-hmm.
I watch what I do when I know I'm competing for the top position in the world.
Listen,
you gotta watch how you move, and sometimes you gotta give some things up. Even in that moment when you're depressed, you take, and I guess it was an edible. Somebody corrected me. It was an edible.
Oh, it was an edible.
She didn't actually smoke it, but an edible stays in your system a lot longer anyway. So all I'm saying is we gotta watch how we move, y'all. When you're moving up, there is infiltrators that are black people also. And those white chess pieces have used black pieces also to use a pawn to play a pawn's game, and they come in as if they're helping your movement, right? COINTELPRO and the J. Edgar Hoover Black Messiah campaign to take all of our black leaders out did that with Huey P. Newton. It did it with also okay, I'm thinking help me.
I'm trying to see
Muhammad, not Muhammad. Come on, help me out.
Muhammad Ali?
No. They did it with Muhammad Ali too. They doing exactly what they doing to Sha'Carri. For dodging the draft. But who's the other one that they killed? Malcolm X. Mm-hmm. They used one of his own bodyguards that was working for the FBI. If y'all look that up, it just came out. The FBI and the federal government had to authorize an apology in January of this year, stating that they used this man who put his letter out, y'all. He put his death letter out. I'm telling you, it has been one of the divide and conquer strategies to use someone to come into our black community, infiltrate, right, gather knowledge, assimilate to our values and customs, and then break it apart from within. So if you know that's the history of this country, Fred Hampton, thank you, disciple. If you know this is the history of this country, it's not going to change in 100 years. It's not going to change in 200. It's been going on 400 years. So you have to just be open to understanding. That's all I'm saying. Sha'Carri should have been, she's a young lady. Somebody older should have said, Sha'Carri, you got to move like this right now, sweetheart. Even you got this news, but don't take them drugs.
No, you're right. Yeah. You're definitely right. And And I know if I'm in a position to win, there's no way I'm going to allow myself to lose. Period.
And furthermore, brother, like you've been locked up with a lot of different black and brown individuals, and the cannabis clubs are being ran by our white counterparts. They're selling so much dope. That's what y'all call it. That's what the old folks call it. They're selling so much dope. Some of the most dope that we didn't sell, and we still locked up for it. Black and brown communities need reparations. They need the ability to own some of those cannabis clubs, as far as marijuana, because we got played once again. Everybody else capitalizing, and still some of our brothers are still locked up for it. So I'm done with that argument.
All right. Well, you heard what she said, so
Yeah, Taylor, Mom Loretta, shout out to Mom Loretta, said Phelps smoked and still competed, and he didn't lose a family member.
Didn't he get penalized?
He got penalized
somewhere.
I
want to I want to just kind of bring the playing field to
So I guess what I was going to tell you. So our governor, you guys, he is really telling y'all about this new COVID variant. I don't even know what the COVID variant is. Maybe y'all can drop it. What is that, bro?
I don't know. I think it's some sort of mutation from the original COVID. And I think, and I could be wrong. I think that it has mutated to something different. And hopefully we all don't need to get more shots, because I got a shot. I mean, that would be horrific for me.
That part. So I guess it's running rapid in California, guys, along with earthquakes. But it's rampant down in Mexico.
Wow, it's in Mexico too?
Real bad. California was a part of the Delta variant. Thank you, Mom Loretta. The Delta variant, be on the lookout for that. I don't know what the mutation looks like. I don't know if it looks like a cold. I don't know if it slows you down to the point where it hits your immune system and you got to lay down somewhere. I don't know what it looks like. Again, I got COVID twice. I knew what that looked like. I don't know what the Delta variant looks like. So y'all be on the watch for that. That's boldly coming up, they said through the ranks. So hopefully it'll get shut down again.
Yeah. That'd be great. Because, and what did anybody learn through this shutdown? I mean, there was so many where everybody saw that it was a lose-lose. To me, I saw a bunch of opportunities. Everything shut down. People are on unemployment. Some people were getting paid more on unemployment than they were at their original job. To me, that was a time to sit back and brainstorm and figure out what your next step is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? COVID gave everybody a bittersweet vacation, for like a year and a half, and we all had this time to sit back and think about how to get out of this work situation. Because in my mind, going back to what we were saying earlier, in my mind, working for somebody is something that, I don't think any of us want to do for the rest of our life. So. Well,
you know what it taught me? That America needs to wake up. In some parts of the United States, is paying $7.25. That's $7.25 an hour for workers. Y'all need to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
You can put billions and trillions into the military, into our borders, and everything else, pharmaceutical companies and all of that. The 1% monopolizes over the working class. And guess what? Who had to carry that COVID virus? It was the working class. That's how it really spread. It wasn't the people that could afford to stay at home. So guess what? When the working class, the tables was turned and the working class got to stay at home and breathe and stay with their children, put their children to sleep at night, talk with them, clean their house thoroughly, go grocery shopping, right? They saw that their stress levels went down, right? Other things went up, domestic violence,
Mm-hmm.
that went up.
Well, people got tired of each other.
Yeah.
They were in the home, married couples in the home, seeing each other every day. They was like,
I don't even know you.
Yeah, not even realizing like, wow, who are you? I've been going to work for so long.
Right.
And, you know, and see, a lot of people didn't realize like during COVID, a lot of like with the mother and the father, husband and wife being at home, you know, most of the time, some husband and wives, they're passing through. Some of them only get a couple hours to see each other. Then they go to bed and they do it all over again. You know, so when you got that amount of time to spend with each other and you're realizing now that, hey, you know, I'm getting to know you on a whole different scale because guess what? I've been sitting here with you all this time and didn't realize that you're a whole other person.
Yes.
Until COVID hit, you know,
Yeah.
and I have this, you know, time frame. Now that we got the time to sit back and get to know each other all over again, you know, some of y'all ain't made it. Some
They
people
didn't
ain't
make it. There was a lot of divorces, even
There's a
for
lot of
those
divorces.
people who had money.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of divorces in COVID
Oh,
because
yeah.
they realized, hey, without all the partying, without all going to the book signing and all the parties and everything, and I had to stay home. What am I doing with my life other than being an entertainer? And a lot of people lost their marriages.
Because you know, I'm going to tell you too. Some people love the thought of who you are, and not actually who you are. And what I mean by that is if you're a person who is in a marriage and you know you're always doing something with your wife, you're going here, going there, doing that, our husband doing this, doing that, but they're not getting to you without that. You know, you spending money on them or doing this and doing that, and they have to just sit there with you with yourself, and all of that stuff is out of the picture. Now you're gonna really see if you know that person really loves you or not. Because I'm not doing all of what I used to do because I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For you, you know, because some people are very, very, very. What's the word I'm looking for when they're interested in is money and what you can do for them.
Gold diggers?
Well, gold diggers, but this is another word I was looking for. But we'll use gold diggers. You got some people that got married to gold diggers and didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? And it was only because of what they could do for them and not of who they actually are. You know, see, the reason why I'm so blessed in my marriage is because my wife got with me when I didn't have nothing. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a bike. I didn't have nothing. Okay? And, you know, I mean, and she loved me regardless of. You know, that's real love. You know, it didn't take for me to pull up in, you know, a Range Rover. You know, I eventually bought one, a new one, but it didn't take for me to, you know, pull up in a Range Rover for her to see me for who I was.
Right.
And see, that's the problem with some marriages and relationships.
Yeah.
They didn't fall in love with you. They fall in love with the thought of who you are, not with who you really are. You know what I'm saying?
And most people also found a renewness and rejuvenation and found out that, oh, I can work from home and it still be as prosperous as I am in the office. So guess what happened to the Valley? The Valley surplus up to almost 400% in rent and in buying homes because the Bay Area from San Jose, Sunnyvale, from that area, Silicon Valley, they found out they didn't need to be in the office and they no longer wanted to be in their 2-bedroom apartments that they were spending $6,000 to $9,000 a month. So they came out here and took over. So the transplants are now buying up the homes here in Stockton and booting out all of the individuals, the natives of this area, because guess what? Our wages are lower. We're considered the prison belt. So we have over 7 prisons up and down this area within over 200 miles in Stockton. And so they see us as a lower class, working class. We don't make a lot of money. The most richest city right now is what? Do you know what the most richest city?
I would say Florida. Only reason why I'm going to say Florida is because their governor didn't want to shut down. They kept going as much as they could. They kept going. You know what I mean?
Well,
but it might be California because you know California we have.
That's the state.
Oh,
City, brother.
Excuse me.
You're almost there.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles? Okay.
I would say Los Angeles.
Okay, so the most richest city is San Jose. The average person, their their average salary is $4.3 million. There you go.
I know. I say
$4.3 million. Look it up. Their ratio per capita of millionaires, if you just want to walk around and talk to a millionaire, is 1 in 3. 1 in 3 people that live in San Jose are millionaires.
I need to take some trips to San Jose and just walk around the park.
Sunnyvale.
Oh,
So-
Sunnyvale.
Well, San Jose, Sunnyvale.
Okay.
And so just look that up. And so it makes sense that they're buying houses for cash out here, you guys. Wake up.
Well, their wages
And
are
they're-
higher out there. Like you said, I mean, like if they're paying rents of $6,000-$7,000, 8, 5, 4, 3, you know, and they can pay half of that
We're
out
paying
here.
3, brother. We're paying 3,000 right now. But
Well, yeah.
their
yeah.
rent is about $6,000 to $9,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment.
But guess what? They come out here and pay the 3,
Yes.
you know, and all of that money they can just pocket.
So
Which is gonna raise the
qualitative data
prices.
that just came out said that their cost of living and their living vitality, meaning they were so much better, their kids were so much better once they were in the house and they were able to telecommute. Now, they were losing nearly a year in the hours of commuting. Did you know that? They commuted.
I heard about that.
Yes. So it says right here, if you're driving an average of 26 minutes to work each way, you spend 9 days each year commuting. The Post reports after 40 years of that, you have spent an entire year of your life in traffic.
You know what? I can honestly say I have spent probably a couple weeks. I spent 5 years commuting to the Bay Area, you know, and this is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I
So
hate
what I'm
commuting.
saying is, at the height of the pandemic, Rebel Ray went with her girlfriends over to Puerto Vallarta. And I was trying to talk to some Mexicans and learn the language and, feel the culture. I ran into so many Americans, and they call Americans snowbirds down there. And did you know that the Americans bought up and was staying there during the pandemic? They had lost all their jobs and they were living there on unemployment because it was so cheap.
You can actually commute. Some of them commute back and forth.
Yeah, off the over the border.
Yeah.
So they said they were renting a 1-bedroom apartment for $250. They were living their best life. They said they were drinking margaritas and pina coladas during the day, walking around, playing in the ocean. They said their stress level was so low and so it was wonderful. But again, what happens during a pandemic, brother? The last pandemic, what happened, brother? There was an influx in babies. And so
Well,
there has been an influx in babies.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing.
No babies for you.
No. I've had all my babies that I'm gonna have, and that's it. Them things is expensive, boy.
So if you see a pandemic baby, the baby is probably either 12 months, 14 months to brand new newborn babies. They're considered pandemic babies. And I have a pandemic baby. They are blessed beings because they were born out of the pandemic or during the pandemic. Lucky little beings.
Yeah, lucky little beings.
Yeah.
Now, what about these stimulus checks that everybody got on top of the unemployment?
So that helped. Let me
Mhm.
tell you, for someone who was displaced during the pandemic, who lost her job during the pandemic because we had to close down, those little stimulus checks helped me. They helped me get the stuff that I needed. They helped me pay some bills off. I had to go into a couple of accounts and, use that funding because unemployment did not get to me until 6 months later, you guys. So I used my 401k up. I was one of those individuals, caught with your pants down, but not necessarily caught. You know what I'm saying? You had some money stored away, but it was hard, bro.
Mm.
The stimulus really helped. What do you think about the stimulus?
Man, I love that stimulus. Okay, that stimulus was awesome. I was like, man, keep them coming. Shit. I'm not even gonna lie, I mean, on top of whatever you're doing already, and then you getting breaded out with that.
Well, what about the people that was disgruntled and were saying, y'all getting all this money on top of all this money, and I don't feel
First
like
of all,
y'all deserve that money.
We send billions of dollars overseas all the time when
Right.
they're in situations.
Come on now.
You know, and we can't look out for our own.
Come on.
Like, that don't even make no sense.
Come on.
Our homeless population shouldn't be as high as it is right now because, you know, I mean, why did it wait for see what the pandemic showed us is that, look, they had money to give. They just didn't want to give it. So when you see
a lot
all
of that money was
people,
bonded, bro.
well,
And a lot of y'all, that's another literature fact I'm gonna drop y'all some knowledge. Whenever the federal government says, hey, we're going to give y'all stimulus, that money comes from bonded money. And how bonds work is you can buy bonds. You can buy American bonds. What it is we know the government put out a bunch of money out there to the American people, to China, to different places, right? They got money. They allow other countries to buy our bonds. So that's why we were in debt to China, still in some debt to China, because what China did was gathered all their yen and bought a bunch of American bonds. So we owe China billions of dollars, y'all. Trillions. So as an American, you can take your little $1,500 stimulus, you guys. Just start with $1,500. Buy a bond. Do you know that bond has inflation? So you could turn that bond in 40 years later. It's over $1 million. It's a multi-million-dollar bond. You get what I'm saying? It's again, I'm teaching y'all something to leave your family members, right? So that's what bonds are. So that's how we were able to get that stimulus money, bro. A lot of people bought bonds, and when we bought bonds, we used their money and we paid the American people.
Well, school us then, because, you know, I'm not even gonna lie. Some of us, you know, were actually in better situations during COVID than we were at work.
There you go.
And then what happened was, see, what I don't like what a lot of people do. As soon as we get money, we don't have a plan. All we can think of is, you know what? How am I going to go spend it? And I'm going to speak for Black people because I'm Black. This is a very, very bad Black problem. Like, we do, like, man, look, let us get some money in our pocket. How about you know, getting a tax refund? Look, I took my tax refund and went and opened up a beauty salon.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so beauty salon shops, barbershop. Mm-hmm. Taking chances. Look, I promise you, I'm taking chances. If you don't take chances, you're not gonna grow. But first, you gotta have that vision, and you gotta have the motivation and the action behind that vision. You know, mm-hmm. and I can speak on this and Rebel can speak on this because both of us have taken action in our fields. You know, you have a master's degree, mm-hmm. a master's degree. That took faith and action. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She opened up an office, a beautiful office. By the way, like, I went over there the other day. You know, you have a really nice office. You know, really, really nice office. You know, and but yeah, it takes faith and motivation. She opened up a business. Mm-hmm. You know, where she's doing events. Right. That takes faith and motivation. You have to do what you love. Look, I'm an artist. I love doing music. So, you know, that's what I do. You know what I mean? I also do other things I don't really, you know, speak about. You know, I'm going deeper into real estate. You know, some of you don't know that I've owned, you know, me and my wife, we've owned, you know, apartment buildings. You know what I mean? We owned the triplex before. In other states they call them apartment, but, you know, we owned a triplex before. We owned land. We own land now. We, you know, and you know, it wasn't like we owed the bank a mortgage. We own all of these things free and clear. They were ours. We took chances. You know, we did work behind the scenes and then went and tried to, you know, put it in action. But if you don't put things in action, you'll never see a result. You know, it's almost like, you know, some of us want children. But if you don't go out there and find a mate, you're not going to have a child. Mm. Okay, so it's the same thing. You have to put it in action. And I'm not saying just going out there and finding anybody and having a child. You know, I believe in the conventional way, getting married, falling in love and all that, right? And then having a child.
Well,
don't say Art Collins said, hey, we can just go out there and just,
but
give
you
it
gotta
away.
have a plan. You gotta have a
You
plan.
gotta have a plan.
And that's what Miss Collins says. Without a plan, the people perish.
It's true, and I'm telling you, that's word. It's Bible. It's everything. Have that plan in place. Have it in place. And this is why, so a lot of people in my immediate circle know that I've had many lawsuits, too many to count.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go over, a few things because I'm gonna be coming out with an ebook, to show you how to never go to work uncomfortable again, how to never go to work and feel frustrated, because I know the feeling. I have been to work and I felt frustrated many times. But in this ebook, I'm going to be showing people how to overcome going to work. I go to work happy. When I was going to work, I was happy when I was going to work because I knew that you ain't going to discriminate against me. You're not going to put me in you're not going to allow me not to move up in the company. You're not going to allow me to be stagnated in my position. You're not going to do none of that. You're not going to pick somebody over me. You're not going to do none of that. Mm-hmm. So in this ebook, I'm going, and let me give you a little history. Okay, first, in this ebook, I'm going to be showing you these things because I have the experience. I have won. First, I'll tell you, 2014, I won a case for $1 million. Me and another African American, we split that. Okay. In 2019, I won $5 million. Okay, and look, I'm gonna just tell why I say it after. I won $5 million with 6 other. Oh, it was 7 of us all together. I brought 6 other people onto my cases. Okay, and we sued the company because it was heavy discrimination going on. I am not going for it, period. But how would you know unless you were educated to know? Unless you had a vision, unless you went research, unless I recognized the discrimination and I went and did something about it. So I won $1.125 million out of that, out of the $5 million, and the rest split it. And then I won $130,000 against another company. For what? Discrimination again. Y'all don't think this stuff is real. This stuff is happening, right? And then I've won other lawsuits. Like I won small lawsuits, 2 lawsuits for $5,000 a piece for time clock violations. Then, I won an accident injury case for $62,000. And the list goes on and on. So I'm saying that to say this and to tell you guys, I have the experience to help, right? And also I've had other people come to me for help, right? And they won hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if y'all think I'm just talking right now, then just go ahead and think that I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I own my house, I own all my cars, all my bills I don't have no bills. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking, y'all. So this ebook is going to show you this information, and I'm going to have a documentary, with all of these individuals who were on these cases. I'm not an attorney, so I can't help you in those situations. But, with people who were on these cases to show you, why am I saying all of this? Why? Because guess what? Sometimes, and if the pandemic didn't show us anything, it showed us, look, we got to change the way we think. And I've had too many people come to me asking me, help me with this. Can you help me with this case? Help me, I got this. And it can get very frustrating because guess what? It takes time. It is very time consuming. Sometimes you have to go through hours and hours and weeks of research and writing, and it can get frustrating. So in this ebook, and I'm not going to take too much time more of this, but in this ebook, I'm going to show you how to do everything start to finish. And if you don't believe me, believe my record. I've won almost $8 million, in settlements from companies in totality. Plus, I've helped outside of that $8 million, I've helped other people win hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is a fact, and did it, and I've done all of this in a matter of like 7 years. All right, so look, never go to work stressed out again.
Don't
Rebel
take
Ray,
it. Don't take people.
Yeah, don't take it. Rebel Ray has the People's Empowerment Center. You know what I mean?
And I'll connect you.
And she will connect you in every, this podcast is a podcast where we want to help you grow. We want to give you understanding about things going on in the community.
Yes.
We want to give you understanding about things going on in the household.
Yeah.
And how can we fix these things? We don't just want to leave you with the problem. We want to come with solutions, okay? So if you can go just a little bit and tell people that don't understand just a little bit more about the People's Empowerment Center and what you do and how you can help them.
So, with the People's Empowerment Center, my vision was to empower people of color. And so with economic stability, with financial literacy, with being trauma informed about our intergenerational trauma that we carry through our DNA. Yes, look it up, we do. Mm-hmm. Our trauma responses and even how we treat one another. And just having a holistic cultural response to everything that we're involved in. And so just recently, just getting back full throttle, whether it be feeding our displaced individuals that are out there. If y'all have extra money, y'all can run that through the People's Empowerment Center. We do all kind of things throughout the week for individuals from youth to the elderly. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking for people to coordinate and partner with, even if you have some funding just for that. If you have a plan, if you have anything that you want to do to enrich your community, we need that here in the Stockton area. And so that's what I'm about. I'm about social work. I'm about philanthropy. I'm about the greater empowerment of all people. Mm-hmm. And considering what's going on with the social justice and restorative practices here in the city, they have been on attack. And so we're kind of going a little backwards because we have some Proud Boys. Yes, Proud Boys have been implicated and implemented through the founder of 209 Times. He has brought some of that rhetoric and some of that talk. And so that implicit in internal bias is coming out in some of our media, in some of the outlets that use platforms like this to channel certain views, right? And so we have conservative views, we have liberal views, we have a little bit of everybody on this show.
Yes.
And that's how it should be. Give people the freedom of autonomy. Give people the freedom to think on their own. We just provide information. So shout out to that. We want to talk about what our brothers and sisters are going through in Haiti. The president has been assassinated. He was going on his 5th term. And so there is civil unrest. There are 2 political entities that they have identified that are going against the police and any other type of militia, military. So it's brothers and sisters right now fighting against brothers and sisters right now.
Imagine being out there right now.
One thing that I want to uplift about Haiti and its racist and prejudice history. It still seems like we're in the 1900s. I'm just gonna go back to 1900s, okay? It's been really, really sad. They have not got a single shot of the COVID vaccination in that country.
Really?
Really.
That's
up until this date. Why do you think that is? UNICEF, humanitarian efforts, Red Cross, no one has been able to get in there. There has been no vaccinations for the Black people over in Haiti. Let that sink in, okay? Even over in our continent in Mother Africa and some of the West African countries, they've been able to get their hands on vaccinations. But Haiti has been the centralized political warfare of the entire world. It has been colonized by the French, the Portuguese, by Europeans in general. And there has been, even when there was an uproar and they're fighting back, there has been a place where even America historically, has used political interest to cut off Haiti within trade values. So they couldn't even support themselves. So pray for your brothers and sisters in Haiti. It's been really disastrous. I don't know if the first lady made it. The president, she actually got shot. They went into his home. They presented themselves as DEA agents, and they shot him 16 times.
Wow.
In his own home. That's how he was assassinated. And so every president that we know historically that try to do reforms, that try to change, that try to push for change, historically, they have been taken down. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all have to wake up. So the president's wife, Mom Loretta, says she did survive. I believe she was transported to Miami. She was shot in the back last time I checked. Again, the media will try to say that, oh, we shouldn't have been in there. But guess what? He was trying to bring reform. And they're saying there's 2 Americans that have been retained as individuals who helped with the assassination. So
that's crazy.
And
and it would be interesting if our government had something to do with that. That part. I don't know the ins and outs about that, so I ain't gonna get involved.
So they reported since I don't know when this report came out. I'm looking on here. 19,000 cases of the COVID strain, 467 deaths, and that's only according to Johns Hopkins. It's probably more. So
that's important. Yeah, we definitely gotta pray, guys. I mean, this world is just a lot going on. It's sad with what we're seeing here, because I don't understand just all at once.
Yeah.
How many things, and then it's so crazy how something that you can't see. It's not like they just bombed us or something. That, like this thing is invisible. You can't even see it, and it's destroying so many lives. Mm-hmm. People that I know personally have died. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That family members that I know personally. Well, I mean, obviously, but family members that are my family, I know that have died.
Yeah. So that's what's been happening right now. They have a neighboring country who was also involved in the assassination. So just kind of keep your guys' eyes open, keep your spiritual eye open also, pray, and figure out what do you want to do in this world? Do you just kind of want to live and go day to day, or do you want to make your impact? There's always a way to make an impact.
Yeah, it's true. Disciple said we need to fire the police as a whole. Well, Disciple,
I want the police.
I was just about to say that.
Ones.
We want the good police, okay?
I want the good police.
If we fire all the police, this world will be very chaotic.
Pigs. All police ain't pigs. I'm not Disciple, you my brother, but I ain't gonna say that. Yeah. All police ain't pigs.
They all know.
However, the culture of the policing in America historically has transcended back to what we know as the Klan, right? The Klan came up with its customs, its traditions. Some of the symbolisms are not only archaic Latin, but it also came from those traditional symbols of the Klan. We're fine with that. You want to use all of that. But if you are a person of color working within that system, work to change it. And sometimes it's not easy as me just saying that.
Yeah, it isn't, because there's a whole community within that community that if you're not abiding by, they're gonna punk you. They're gonna make your life horrible.
Yeah.
So with that, I would like to tell you guys that we do appreciate all of our viewers who come in and visit us and kind of comment and whatever you guys do, with the show. We really appreciate you guys. We really appreciate you guys tuning in with us each week. We're going strong, and we do have some news. I don't know. Do you want to tell them?
No, you go ahead and tell them.
Okay. So we do have news. We are going to be expanding. We're going to be on Spotify. We're going to be on Apple Music. We're going to be on a whole bunch of digital outlets. So if you guys don't catch us here live
or on YouTube,
you can catch us on these digital outlets.
Mhm.
So, that will be happening hopefully by next week, but if not, within the next 2 weeks. So, be prepared for that. And, we just, like I said, we thank you guys for tuning in each week. Each week we're going to try to give you something different.
Mhm.
Next week, we want to give you guys something really, really interesting. We're not going to speak on what that is yet,
Okay.
but it's going to be very interesting, and just stay tuned, please.
Stay tuned. And so we're gonna get through this heat. Make sure you drink plenty of lots of water. Take your vitamins. Do your stretching in the morning. Say your daily affirmations. I am somebody.
You
I
are.
will overcome.
Yep.
I am my own boss. I will
Yes.
start my business.
Yes.
I feel good about myself. I love myself. And you speak to yourself. Some of y'all can't even look yourself in the mirror. Do that. Look yourself in the mirror until it penetrates your spirit, till it gets into your soul. You got
Yep.
this. And against all odds, is with you. We standing with y'all. We're doing some of the same things we telling y'all.
Yes,
For sure.
definitely. We are, and again, we're standing with you guys. Like, comment, subscribe,
Hit that bell.
hit that bell. So when we come on, you ain't got to worry about me tagging you or somebody else sharing it, and you got to see it that way. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
Go down there and hit the little bell, and then you'll get us, and you.
And share the videos. If you like
Yeah.
something, you like some of the arguments.
Mhm.
Arguing is good, you all. It just shows that we're outside of our shell, that we're staying competent, right?
Yeah.
A good argument is philosophy, it's religion, it's science, it's politics, it's
Yeah.
sports. We don't talk about a lot of sports,
We're gonna
brother.
get there.
We don't get there.
The Phoenix Suns are 2-0, I think, in the series. This will be their first championship ever.
Wow.
If they do
Ever?
Ever.
Wow, we gotta
So-
follow that.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
But yeah, honestly, guys, like we really appreciate you guys. Please, like Rebel said, share these videos if you like it, and do not be offended by some of the rhetoric that you hear here. We love you all. I don't care what race, nationality you are. We love everybody,
Yeah.
y'all. We speak our mind here on
And
the
we
show.
speak our truths.
And we
Just
speak
like
our
you
truths.
have your truths.
You have your truth, speak your truth. Don't get offended with us. Believe me, I'm not getting offended with you because I have my own truth, right? All right. Anyway, we love y'all.
Love y'all. Signing
And
off.
we'll see y'all next week.